Realize that heaven is a perfect state of consciousness, a perfect world here and now, and all we need to do is accept it. It is here all about us, waiting for us to open the inner eye. Through that eye our bodies shall be made light, the light which is neither of the sun or the moon, but of the Father. And the Father is right here in the very innermost part of our being. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. Hello friends. Several years ago I had a profound spiritual experience that I'd like to share. It forever changed my life. I was sitting underneath a tree and I started to sob. Now, this was deep sobbing that came really from nowhere. Nothing sparked it, and it wasn't from sadness. It was just a movement of energy. And this had happened before when I was younger, in my younger years. But basically I was thinking spiritual thoughts. I just felt this building up of excitement, and I was talking on the phone. And I was talking about it, and all of a sudden this energy came. It felt like in my heart, it feels like a pressure, or it felt like a pressure in my heart, building up, kind of pressurizing, kind of hurts. And then I start to sob. Tears, just deep, profound sobbing, kind of uncontrollable. And then what happened next is I felt the energy open in my heart. It's a release. It feels amazing. It felt amazing. And that energy went up into my right arm, or my left arm, excuse me, and then up into my head. And I kept breathing. And then I felt it go up. And all of a sudden, I leaned back, and as I blinked, my whole body shook. It's like boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden, I felt right in the center of my head, not on the surface, not a physical eye, but I felt in the center of my brain, right in here, kind of pop open. And every time I blinked, it blinked. It's like boom, boom, boom. And it felt very much like an eye in that it was blinking, along with my physical eyes blinking. And it was so overwhelming that every time I blinked, I shook. And it very much felt like an orgasm in the center of my head. I was moaning. I was like, oh, oh. And as it opened, it was so overwhelming. I can never fully describe it. And as I blinked, I felt it, boom, boom, boom. And the sensation in my consciousness, the experience, was all of a sudden this presence entered me. And it wasn't foreign. It felt more me than this persona, than this identity, this character that I've played. You know, Mike, this is what I identify myself as, a male, a human, this character, this persona. It felt more real than all of that. All of that felt like acting. It felt like a character. It felt like the true self behind the mask all of a sudden stepped in and looked out through me. And as I looked around, everything was buzzing with living light. I don't know how else to describe it. It was a shimmering light that was within everything, and it was everything. And I felt it within me. It was the same energy in me that was vibrating, boom, very potent, very overwhelming, very humbling, because it's not like I was doing this. It felt like an honored guest had come in. And that same energy buzzing within me was buzzing within everything. And I could visually see it through this eye that opened, this third eye. And also I felt it very much. The feeling was very, very overwhelming. And it was such a profound peace that it hushed all the commentary, all the questioning. And the I guess you could say the egoic commentary, that same voice that I'd say as myself was still there, but it became much smaller, and it was just observing as this bigger presence looked out through me. And it very much felt like a cosmic parent, a mother or a father, picked me up. And I felt very much like a little child, because there was no knowing, there was no knowledge in the sense of that I've learned through life. It was very innocent feeling, and I felt just an awareness, just an innocent, pure awareness. And this parent felt like it picked me up and said, hush, hush, hush now, you're okay, I'm here. And I kept sobbing, and just the profound grace that I felt, so much love, and it almost felt like you haven't felt this, like you haven't allowed this in. Thousands, millions of people haven't allowed this energy in that is a potential, so it was so overwhelming to finally let it in. It was like it rushed in and said, here I am, it's okay, I've always been here. I've always been here. I'm always here for everyone. It's okay. And another metaphor came to me when I was experiencing it, and it was like, your life is like a video game. And it kind of showed me, like in the third person video game, you see the character walking and you're driving the character. It's like your true self is that awareness of the character. It's not the character, it's not the avatar in the game. That's not you. You're holding the controller, you're controlling it from a wider perspective from further back. It's like this life experience on earth is kind of like a video game, in that you're here to learn, you're here to explore, but it's not really who you are. Who you are is this presence, this almost parental, cosmic, loving presence. And it was amazing, to make a huge understatement. And it forever changed my life. And before that, I didn't believe in the third eye. At least I thought it was a metaphor for mental visualization, for imagination. But it very much felt like an eye, and it forever changed my belief about that. Of course, I believe in it now. And I think it's important to put that I didn't open it. It was a very humbling experience of surrender. I let this bigger energy move through me. I was like the hollow reed, or like the channel that it flowed through. And by letting go and allowing that energy come forth was the only way. I didn't say, now I command it to open, or I didn't direct it. I just became like a little child and surrendered fully, and it opened on its own. Another important point to make is that during that time when that happened, I was very actively seeking spiritually. I was very passionate. I desired very much for an awakening, for truth, and that's all I cared about. So it didn't come from nowhere. It didn't all of a sudden, just blast open. It was like I was actively seeking. And my main takeaway from this was that I knew nothing. Our paradigm of society knows nothing compared to what our true potential is. We just scratched the surface. We must look back to spiritual masters that have awakened to try to peel back these layers of what we really are, this mystery. It is such a mystery of what we really are, and it is very exciting. So I took away that we know nothing of what reality is, what we are, what is the truth. This energy was very humbling. Humility, surrender, letting go, allowing, listening, being silent, and feeling such a deep gratitude that, oh my gosh, what a relief that this is what is the truth. This is what the foundation is this amazing love. It felt like paradise on earth. It felt like heaven on earth. It felt like home. It felt more true than any other thing I've read or felt. And it was so good. It was so great. And it was such a relief to me. It's like, oh, this is it cast all fear away. It bypassed all other understanding. It didn't matter about any other questions, because it brought out that to a hush, because it experienced that home, that wholesome feeling of you are one with everything. You are taken care of by a supreme intelligence that is all-loving. And this experience on earth is a challenging one, yes, but you chose to do it, and it is a school. It is a master's class. But no matter what happens here, you are always this one true, bright love light. And I remember as my sobs subsided, as I looked around, I remember, this is going to go away now. This was a glimpse of your potential, what to reach for, what to strive for. But it was just a taste. It's going to go away now. And as my sobs subsided, the energy subsided, and I went back to a normal consciousness. And ever since, I've strived for that. And I believe it is possible to be in that state fully in every moment. And I believe that is what enlightenment is. Thank you for watching.